Hi everyone, my name is Katie, if we have yet to meet, and welcome to this Sunday flow. I always like a cushion for my knees, so feel free to grab a blanket prior to practice. If you do not have blocks accessible, you could always use some thicker books. Those are always great just to bring the earth to you so that you're not straining down, but again, completely up to you. It's up to you to listen to your body and to connect to your practice. Pillows are also great if you want something to sit on during our beginning meditation. So we're going to start now in a comfortable seat, whatever it is that you find comfortable. So you could have your knees like mine where they're bent, you're sitting on your heels. You could start to come to your tail, legs could be extended, or you could come to a seated position. Again, your comfort. You find whatever is best for you. So ground down, feel yourself rooted to the earth. Imagine roots growing into the earth below, and just you're starting to gain the earth's nutrients. Feel yourself absorbing. Lengthen through your crown so you're sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders roll down, hands are on your knees, palms face up. Close your eyes. If it's more comfortable, feel free to cradle your hands in your lap. And begin to take a couple of inhales through the nose and exhale through the mouth. We're going to do two more just like that. One more. Just begin to feel the way that your body starts to settle down here. Settle into this space on your mat in your practice. Begin to connect to your physical self. Feel your body. Feel the blood flowing through your veins. Feel all of your nerve endings, all of your muscle fibers. Getting to that cellular level. Feeling your muscles, feeling your skin. And now begin to also notice if you're holding tension anywhere. Whether it's a superficial tension that you can release here and now. That could be a furrow in the brow or some softening through the jaw. Dropping the shoulders a little bit more, letting your heart be open. Or there could be some deeper tension somewhere. It could be physical tension pretty deep within your hips. Maybe it's something else, some mental tension that we'll work on, or some emotional tension that we'll get through throughout the class. But just acknowledge that tension. So the biggest thing is, I'm not telling you just to let it go here and now, because a lot of times when we just say, let it go, we hold on tighter. So I just want you to acknowledge that that tension's there and give it permission to release throughout the class. Once you give yourself that permission, you may feel that grasp upon it soften just the slightest bit. Now let's move our way up to our mind, that mental tension. Notice any chatter that's happening up here. Begin to grab your imaginary broom and sweep the space in your mind side to side, clearing out any chatter, clearing out that clutter. Until you're left in a blank room. The walls of your mind are clear. The ceiling and the floor. The only thing that's left is you and your mat, you and your practice. And you could stay here in this blank room if you find peace. Or if there's another place that brings you joy and happiness, feel free to take your mat there. So maybe there's a space in your mind. You could be in a field of flowers, on a beach, or maybe a special place in your house. Or you could stay in that blank room. Whatever it is, just imagine that in your mind. Feeling yourself there, feeling the calmness take over your body, take over your soul. And now bringing more attention to the breath, starting our 3-part belly breath, our Dirga breath. Inhale through the nose. Fill deeply into that belly. Flow up through the ribs and land in the chest. On the exhale, release from the chest, lower through the ribs, and then finally the belly. So deep, full breaths here. Feeling that belly completely expand with each inhale. And on the exhale, releasing all of the air until the navel draws up and in. Feeling each breath get deeper, each breath get longer. And just like we warm up our muscles to get deeper into a stretch, we're warming up our lungs to get deeper into the breath. And now I want yourself to feel here the belly, the ribs, and the chest rising, but I also want you to feel the lower back, the mid back, and the upper back expanding with it as well. Begin to take up space with your breath. Feeling yourself getting larger and larger with each inhale. Feeling that energy field around you growing. Feel that vibration moving out of yourself, maybe through the walls of your house and out into the world. There may be some feelings of confinement right now, or maybe there's always a feeling of confinement. The world likes us to shrink to our smallest self. But here I want you to expand. Continue to take up more and more space. The world needs your energy. The world needs that healing energy. So let yourself shine, growing and growing. And if there's any other type of pranayama, any other type of breath work that you would like to practice, you can allow yourself to flow there, or just continue to stay with this Dirga breath. And begin to notice how when we are truly focused upon our breath, focused upon that energy getting larger, that our mind is unable to think of anything else. Allowing you to stay here in this moment, here in this peace. So on your next inhale, sit up a bit taller. Feel space growing between each vertebrae. Shoulders drop down, you're lengthening through that crown. Inhale once more. Exhale, release your chin towards your chest. The head falls forward, the back stays straight. Shoulders drop down. Breathe into the tension here that we hold on to in the back of our necks, maybe in the upper back through the scalp. So a lot of us are working from home here on our computers and we have a roundness to our back. We're letting our head just get all of this tension, our necks get all of this tension. So let's start to release it here. And now with your breath, start some half neck circles. So roll one ear to one shoulder. Chin will come through chest as the other ear comes to the other shoulder. And just starting to roll back and forth at your own pace. If you notice any tight areas that need a little extra love, you can always pause and give it a few breaths. And if it's in your practice, you could start to make some full neck circles so that your head rolls around back, nose towards the sky. And then you roll so that that chin comes through chest. Whatever is in your practice, never feeling like you need to strain yourself. If you're making those full neck circles, begin to reverse direction. And then the next time that your chin comes through chest, pause, drop those shoulders, begin to roll your head up to center, continuing to lengthen through the crown. Inhale, sweep the hands up, connect at the palms. Lower your hands down to the heart. Take a moment here, press your thumbs into heart center and set an intention for yourself. Set an intention for the practice ahead. What are you looking to get out of today? Where would you like it to lead you? Breathe into that intention, set it in place within your heart. Inhale, sweep wide. Exhale, left hand comes down by your side. Inhale, lengthen through that right. Exhale, start to lean over to the left, getting that nice side body stretch here. So the stretch starts from the hip, through the side body, all the way to the fingertips. Shoulder stays down. And we're going to add a little movement here. So inhale here. Exhale, start to close that heart. Reaching forward. Inhale up, get that side body stretch. Exhale, close the heart. Inhale up. Exhale, close. This time, hold yourself in that side body stretch. Both hips are grounded. You're reaching along to those fingertips. Gaze wherever is comfortable. Inhale, float both hands to the sky. Exhale, right hand comes down. Inhale, lengthen through that left. Exhale, start to lean, getting that side body stretch. So you may notice a difference from side to side, and that's okay. We're not symmetrical. You'll hear me say that many times throughout our practice. So right shoulder stays down and away. Inhale here. Exhale, start to close that heart. Left hand towards the right. Inhale, up, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, hold in that side body stretch. So keep that shoulder down and away, gaze wherever's comfortable. Hips stay connected to the mat. Reaching long through those fingertips. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Let's take a twist. So right hand to the outside of that left leg. Left fingers behind the tail. Inhale, lengthen through your crown so you're sitting up nice and tall. On the exhale, turn your torso first. Gaze will then follow. You may feel a stretch in the back of that shoulder, but we're really appreciating the twist in the spine. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, twisting to the other side. So left hand to the outside of the right knee. Right fingertips behind the tail. Lengthen, inhale. Exhale, twist. Stay long through that crown. Inhale, hands up to the sky, come through center. Exhale, rock your way forward. We're coming to a tabletop position. So shoulders will be right on top of those wrists. Hips upon the knees, all 10 toenails are down. And just feel yourself in your table here. Feel your core engage, you're long from root to crown. Inhale, let that belly fall. Heart and tail lift, collarbones separate. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the hips, turn the gaze. Inhale, belly falls, heart and tail lift, find your cow. Exhale, curve that spine, tuck the hips, take your cat. So continue this at your own pace, flowing through your cow and your cat. But what I'm asking of you is to close your eyes. I want you to shut off the sense of sight, and I want you to deepen the connection to your physical self. So allow yourself to feel your body, feel what it needs. So maybe with that connection, you start to rock your hips side to side, forward and back. Just begin to make your way through this movement by the connection of your body. So if you love the cow and the cat and want to stay there, that's totally great. But if the body's asking for more, give it more. A lot of times our mind thinks it knows what we need, but actually our body needs something else. So always honor the body. Just a couple more rounds here. And then find yourself back to a table. Walk your hands up just a handprint. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Fingertips press into the earth. Curl your toes under. Press into your heels. Lift the hips up. Take your down dog. So just starting off, shoulders are away from the ears. Gaze back towards your toes. And start to walk out your legs here. So bend one knee and then the other. Slowly start to walk your feet up to meet your hands. And keep a nice bend to your knee here as we take a ragdoll. So top half of your body hangs over the bottom half. Hands can stay towards the earth. You can grab opposite hand to opposite elbows. We sway side to side, rock heel to toe, letting everything go, shrugging the shoulders, shaking the head yes and no. And begin to notice if any chatter has come back into your mind. Release it here, coming back to your breath. And then hands come towards the earth. Knees stay soft, press into your heels, roll all the way up to standing. So I'm going to face you. Feet are going to be right below your hips. You're going to be at the top of your mat. Soft bend to those knees. Lift your toes up, spread them wide. Look down and see if you can see your mat in between each toe. With awareness, try and drop one toe down at a time. Hips tucked forward. You're long through your crown. Shoulders are down. Palms are by your side, facing forward. Chin is parallel to the floor. Close your eyes. Tadasana, your mountain stance. Feel the strength of your mountain here. Feel how strong we are just standing here still, connected to earth. So know that if you're ever doubting yourself, if ever you're feeling weak, come back to this feeling. You could stand here strong, come back to this physical pose. Or you can come back just a sensation that's flowing within. Inhale, sweep wide, hands up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, leading with the heart. Inhale, halfway lift, straight arms flat back. Exhale, forward fold, forehead towards the knees. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, sweep the hands with it. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, sweep wide. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, send the feet back. So we're coming to the top of a plank. Top of a push-up. We're in a plank. Shoulders right on top of those wrists. Drop your knees down, release to the tops of your feet. So I still have that hinge forward. Creases of your elbows face the front of your mat. Shoulders drop down. Lower yourself all the way to the mat, nice and strong. Hands come by the upper ribs. Elbows squeeze in. Shoulders drop down. Keep your gaze out in front. Using your back body, peel that chest up ever so slightly. Gaze stays down the bridge of your nose, baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, come up, baby cobra. Use that back body, so if you were to pick those hands up, you would still be staying in this pose. Squeeze those elbows back in and drop it down. Once more, inhale, baby cobra, rise. Exhale, down. On your next inhale, make your way through a table. Exhale, down dog. Shoulders still away from the ears, hips up as high as you can. Turn that gaze out in front. Walk or step your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Sweep the hands. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, sweep wide. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, send the feet back, plank. So knees up or down here, completely up to you. If your knees are lifted, roll onto your tiptoes. We have that little tilt, that little shift of our weight. Creases of the elbows face the front of the mat. Lower down in one straight line. Releasing to the tops of the feet. Legs stay connected to the mat. Elbows squeeze in. Shoulders drop down. So you could come into that baby cobra once more. Or you could press into the palms and lift that chest up for your cobra. Shoulders are down away from the ears. Gaze is soft out front. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift, baby cobra or cobra. Exhale, down. Inhale through a table. Exhale, down dog. So come onto your tiptoes, get a deep bend to your knee. Your belly sits towards the thighs. Turn the gaze out in front. Now you're light on your feet here. Use it like a spring. You could take a big step forward, or you could start to hop your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Inhale, sweep wide. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, hop or step your feet back to a plank. So you have even more of an option here, knees up or down. And you could, whether your knees are up or down, you could lower all the way or halfway for a chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra, cobra, or up dog. And up dog, everything's off the ground with the tops of your feet and your palms. Shoulders still away from the ears. Curl those toes. Exhale, down dog. So here in your down dog, staying in it, I'm going to come out so that I can tell you. Fingers are spread nice and wide. Big wide hands here. Press your fingertips into the earth to release some of the strain in your wrists. Shoulders drop away from the ears. Gaze back towards your toes. Come up onto your tiptoes. Get a bend to your knee. Lift those hips up as high as you can to the sky. Now staying here with those hips elevated, slowly try to drop your heels just as much as they will without dropping those hips. So in a down dog, don't worry about your heels touching the earth. We really want to work on keeping that spine long. Come up onto your tiptoes, deep bend to that knee, turn the gaze out in front. On the exhale, walk, step, or hop your way forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, connecting at the palms. Close your eyes as you lower the hands down to the heart. Take a few moments here to reconnect to your breath. Notice if any chatter's returned. Breathe it away like a wishing dandelion. And allow yourself to be here in this moment just a little bit longer. Inhale, hands come up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, left foot goes back. So right knee stacks upon that right ankle, dropping your left knee down, releasing to the top of your left foot. So here, if you want that blanket for a cushion for your knee, it would be wise to use it here. Inhale, rise, the hands up to the sky, shoulders are down. So here, we're not just sinking in to sink in to see how low we can get. We want to keep the muscles engaged. Hips are square, core is strong. Your glutes are still working. You're going to get a beautiful stretch through that hip flexor without overdoing it. Shoulders are down. Once more. Raise that gaze. Here it is. Couple of nice deep inhales and exhales. Inhale here. Exhale, plant the hands. Keeping your left hand down. If you want that block to bring the earth to you, you can. Right fingers up to the sky, so we're taking a twist. Shoulders are trying to stack. Gaze could be up or down. Staying here, you could heel toe that right foot out to the side if you like a wider stance. If you want a bit of a quad stretch, you could bend that left knee, bring that foot in, staying here or reaching behind with the right hand to grab onto it. Still turning that gaze. Remembering to stay connected to your breath, so it's fun to challenge yourself. It's never good to strain ourselves. So if you find yourself staggered for breath, release out of it until you find that breath. If you're holding onto that foot, release it down. Right fingers are up. Inhale. Exhale, frame your front foot. Curl your back toes. Lift the back knee. Step the back foot up to meet the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant, right foot goes back. So we have that lunge on this side. Left knee stacks upon that ankle. Drop the right knee down, releasing to the top of your right foot. Inhale, sweep the hands up. So once again, we're not just sinking in to let ourselves sink in. Pull back slightly. See the way that changes the stretch in your hip flexor. Glutes strong, core strong, shoulders down. Release that ego. And dive deeper into the body, deep into that connection. Something fun that you may want to practice if you're not already, since we are in the comfort of our own homes, is to try and close your eyes during some poses. So it tests our balance a little bit more, but it's fun, and we get a deeper connection within. Inhale. Exhale, lowering those hands down. Frame your front foot. Right foot stays down, left fingers up. So we're taking that twist, taking any variation that you would like. So again, you could walk that left foot out. You could bend the right knee. Reach behind you with that hand if you're grabbing on. Releasing that right foot down, left fingers up. Inhale. Exhale, frame your front foot. Curl the back toes, lift the back knee. Step the left foot back to meet the right. So make your way through a vinyasa at your own variation, lowering down, inhaling up, exhaling back. Settling into our down dog. Inhale, sweep the right toes to the sky. We're going to open up our hip to the side of the room, but as we open up our hip, we don't want to open up our shoulders, so try to keep the shoulders square. Bend your right knee, right foot flexes. Come up high onto your left toes, so the foot that's still connected to the earth, lift up high onto those toes. Inhale. Exhale, slowly drop the heel. Feel that calf stretch. Inhale, lift the heel, come up onto those toes. Exhale, drop it. Inhale, lift. Keep those shoulders square. Exhale, drop. Lift up one more time. This time, rock forward. Knee comes in towards your chest. Look in between your hands. Feel the shoulder blades rounding forward. Step the right foot down. Left heel will drop. Toes turn in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come up. We're in a warrior one. So shoulders are down, Hips once again square like we have headlights out in front of us. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down and pop up onto your back toes. Right foot goes back to meet the left and lower through. Or you could always go straight to a down dog if that's in your practice. Inhale, left toes up to the sky, open up that hip, but keep the shoulders square, bend that left knee, flex that left foot. Inhale, come up onto those right toes. Exhale, drop the right heel. Inhale, up. Shoulders are square, exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift that heel. This time, rock forward. Left knee comes in towards the chest. Look out in front. Step that left foot down. Right heel drops. Toes turn in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift. Warrior one. Hips square. Heart is open. Core is strong. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Pop up onto your back toes. Step the right foot up to meet the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Sweep those hands, connect at the palms. Lower your hands down to the heart. Close your eyes. Couple of nice deep breaths here. Feel the heart rate slowing down. Feel the breath slowing down. Inhale, sweep wide. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, hop or step your feet back. Lowering through, meeting in your down dog. Inhale the left toes to the sky, but this time keep the hips square so we're not opening up. That left toe is not going to lift up as high. Exhale, rock forward, knee in towards your nose, round that spine. Inhale back, three-legged dog. Exhale, rock forward, knee towards your nose. Inhale back. Exhale, come forward, look in between the hands and plant that left foot down. Drop the right heel, toes turn in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pinwheel that right hand behind, left arm is long out front. So we're in our warrior two. In your warrior two, front heel generally in line with that back arch. Knee stays open towards your pinky toe. Hips are tucked, arms are long. Inhale, shrug those shoulders up. Exhale, bring them down your spine. Gaze could be to the side or out over your middle finger. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Flip your front palm. Inhale. Exhale. Left hand lifts. Right hand drops back. So your right hand is gently placed on that back leg. You can lift it off at any time. So we're not finding support here. Gaze could be up or down. And now be mindful of your front knee. A lot of times it wants to fall in towards that midline. Keep it open to that pinky toe. Nice deep breaths. Appreciate any sensations in that body. Inhale, float back. Warrior two. Bend your front elbow, hinge forward, front elbow to front thigh. Right fingers are up. So we're playing with our side angle here. Not sinking into that left shoulder. You have space between the shoulder and the ear. We're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. So you could stay here, or if there's any other variation that you would like, feel free. A couple of options are half bind, bend that elbow, palm faces behind your back, gaze turns up. You could release that left hand down towards the floor or to a block. If you're playing with your full bind, left hand sweeps under your thigh to grab your hands together. So this may be where you start, and then you can start to shift your hands around so that you can open up your heart to the sky. As things get challenging, you may find yourself starting to practice your Ujjayi breath if you weren't already, where there's that slight constriction in the back of your throat. The inhales and the exhales are getting longer and deeper. Another inhale wherever you are, and on the exhale, slowly release all the way back to your warrior two. Front knee open to that pinky toe, shoulders are down, close your eyes. Take everything in. So a lot of times we're so scared to feel that we close ourselves off. We put up all these walls around us. But in order to release, in order to move on, we have to feel. So I want you to just start here if you haven't already. Just feel it all. Inhale. Exhale, pinwheel those hands up and around, popping up onto your back toes. Left foot goes back to meet the right and flow through a vinyasa, meeting in a down dog. Before we work to the other side, drop your knees down. Great toes come together. Knees could be together, separate as we start to lower into our child's pose. Hips back towards the heels, forehead to the floor. Inhale, come into your table. Curl the toes on the exhale, down dog. Shoulders drop. Inhale, right toes to the sky. Hips stay square, so once again, we're not opening. Dropping those toes so that the hips square to the mat. Rock forward, knee in towards your chest to meet towards the nose. Inhale back, three-legged dog. Exhale, come forward, bring that knee in. Inhale back. This time, rock forward, knee in towards the chest, look in between your hands, plant that right foot down. Knees stacked upon that ankle, back heel drops, toes will turn in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pinwheel the left arm behind, right arm is out front. So we're in that warrior two on this side. Front heel, back arch, right knee stays open to that pinky toe. Hips are tucked, so we don't want our belly to fall here. We want to stay nice and strong through that core. Right arm out front, left arm behind. Inhale, shrug, exhale down. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, flip the right palm. Sweep the right fingers up as you drop that left hand. Gaze up or down, left hand gently place on that back leg or wrapping around the back of the waist towards your front pocket. Being mindful of that right knee so that if it starts to fall in, we keep it open towards that pinky toe. Try to settle into that front leg a little bit more. Inhale, warrior two. Bend your front elbow, hinge forward, front elbow to front thigh, left fingers up to the sky. So right hand is active like you're serving someone a plate of food. If you find yourself sinking into that shoulder, press long throughout. And now again, we're staying here for a little bit. So play with any variation that you'd like. Half bind, left elbow bends, hand comes behind your back, turning your gaze up. Right arm can stay where it is or could release down to a block or to the floor. If you're playing with your full bind, right hand sweeps under to grab your other hand. So you could stay here, or you could start on working to open up your heart. So it's a matter of sliding your hands forward, sliding your arms around to give yourself more space to turn that gaze. Inhale. Exhale, come back to your warrior two. Settle in here. Shoulders are down. If you're comfortable, close your eyes. One more inhale. Exhale, picking those hands up and around, popping up onto your back toes. Right foot goes back and lower through that vinyasa. Fingers are spread wide, fingertips press into the earth, hips are up nice and high, shoulders away from the ears. Get that nice bend to your knee, belly towards the thighs, turn the gaze out in front, walk, step, or gently hop your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Sweep the hands with it, connecting at the palms, lower your hands to the heart. So let's play with a little balance here. So we are going to have a little rotation. So you could be on your mat, you could get off of your mat, you could be on anything that you find comfortable. Having a wall accessible to you to help with some balance is always nice. So we're just going to do a little twist here. So grounded to your feet, find your drishti. Your drishti is a focal point just to start. Pick your left knee up towards hip height, flex that foot. Right hand wraps around that left knee, and you're going to bring your left hand behind you. Stay connected to your drishti, that focal point. You could stay here, or you could start to move your drishti, turning your gaze behind you. Are you breathing? Balance is a very tricky thing. It changes moment to moment, day to day. It's extremely humbling. Our breath is our life force. Our breath is our energy. We need our breath to get us through each moment of every day. So continue to deepen that breath. Another inhale. Exhale, slowly start to come back through center and lower it down. Give yourself a good little shake. All right. So, ground those feet down. Find that drishti. Picking that right knee up. Foot is flexed. Left hand wraps around that knee. When you're comfortable, right arm behind you so you have that opening through the shoulder. Staying here connected to that drishti. Or you can start to move the drishti, turning your gaze back behind you. Appreciating the difference from side to side. Another inhale. Exhale, start to turn that gaze back out front and release. Awesome. So come back to the top of your mat. Feet right below those hips. We are almost making our way down. So, having the toes face forward. Inhale, sweep the hands up by the ears. Exhale, sit back into your chair. So, Watching any arch in your spine here, we want to keep those hips tucked. We want to stay long from root to crown. So find that drishti once more. Begin to shift your weight over onto your toes, lifting your heels. Breathing. And very slowly, if this is too much on your shoulders, by the way, bring your hands to heart center. But very slowly, we're going to lower our hips towards our heels. See if you can slow it down a lot. Appreciate those sensations. All right, once you get to the bottom, place your hands to the ground in between your legs. You're going to bring your heels together. So I'm going to turn towards you. Your heels come together, knees splay out. Start to walk your hands out in front of you. Forehead releases down. Walk the hands back, lift the chest up, bring your knees back together, and sit down on your tail. So before we lower down, you could grab anything that you might like for your inversion. So if you want a block, if you have it, or a pillow to take any sort of supported bridge or supported half shoulder stand, you can take that, or you don't need anything. So knees are bent, feet are planted. Hands come out in front of you. Reach long, lengthen your crown, inhale. Exhale, once again, very slowly start to roll yourself down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Core is strong, navel towards your spine. For those of you, I've said this in another class, who think I have spirits in my house because of the light, I just need to fix the light. It needs to be replaced. Once you get to the bottom, give yourself a big stretch. Reach long. You can shake it out. All right, bring the hands down by your sides. Bend the knees, plant the feet. Cross the right foot on top of the left. Make a figure 4. So staying here, right hand towards the thigh to keep that knee open. Or if it's in your practice, you could pick that left foot off of the ground, drawing your hands behind that hamstring and pull the knees in. I like to use my right elbow to keep my knee open. Releasing through those shoulders, so if they're rounding forward, to pull more. Release them back. Releasing your left foot down, draw your right knee in towards your chest. Extend the left leg all the way down. We're going to take a twist, so left hand to the right knee. Guide that right knee over towards the left, right arm out to a T. Your gaze could be up or over the right fingers. Inhale, come up through center. Plant the right foot down. Pick that left foot, cross it on top of the right knee. Make that figure 4. Left hand presses to that left thigh to keep it open. Or you could start to pick that right foot off of the ground, hands thread behind that hamstring, pulling those knees in, staying soft to those shoulders. Left knee, left elbow holds the left knee out to the side. Releasing that right foot down, hug the left knee into chest and extend that right leg all the way down. Begin to guide that left knee over to the right, left arm out to a T, gaze could follow. So begin to come back through center, hug that left knee and plant the left foot down. Pick the right knee up and plant the right foot down. Palms are down by your sides, gaze stays lifted. Inhale. Exhale, we're finding our way into a bridge. So here's where you could take any inversion it is that you'd like. If you want to take a supported bridge, grabbing your prop, placing it under your lower back and resting your hips down upon it. If you're coming into a full half shoulder stand, extending your legs up to the sky with your hips off the ground. I'll get into that another day, but for today, we're just working on our bridge. Hands can stay connected to the earth. You could interlace your fingers behind your back. If you do, walk one shoulder under and then the other, lifting those hips up a little higher. So your eyes could be closed or they could be open, and noticing your belly breath, because you can see the rise and fall of each inhale and exhale as our hips are elevated above the heart. One more inhale, releasing your hands if they're interlaced, and if you're in any other inversion, slowly start to become out of it. Roll onto your toes, lift those heels, and start to come down one vertebrae at a time. If you're using props, remove those props. And once you get to the ground, draw one knee into chest and then the other, adding a gentle rock of those legs side to side. Feel free to take a happy baby. Happy baby, you could grab the outsides of your feet, bottoms of your feet can stay together. You could bring the bottoms of your feet towards the sky, knees towards your shoulders, gently rocking side to side, keeping that lower back connected. You could take a yogi toe grip, your peace fingers wrapping around your great toes. Staying here, you could start to extend the legs. Same thing, lower back stays connected, so we don't want to have our hips lifted. We want to keep that lower back on the earth. Draw those knees in, gently rocking here. Plant your feet down. Palms are down by your sides. Walk your feet to the sides of your mat and let your knees fall into meet. Take one hand to the belly, the other hand gently on the chest, on your heart. Drop those shoulders down. And you could stay here, or if you want to move into Shavasana, your corpse pose, begin to extend one leg out and then the other. Bring one arm out of the shoulder, palm facing out, followed by the other. Letting yourself melt into the earth. Keeping your eyes soft. Allowing every ounce of tension to be released from you here and now. Begin to deepen your breath. Inviting small movement back into your body. Maybe some wiggling of the fingers, wiggling of the toes, rolling wrists and rolling ankles. Or maybe you start to rock your head from side to side as you awaken. Giving yourself a big stretch here, lengthening at both ends. Or maybe it feels better to draw one knee in towards your chest and then the other. Just move in whatever way feels nice. And then with eyes closed, begin to make your way to your right side like you're rolling over in bed. Use one arm as a pillow, place the other hand over your heart, and draw your knees in towards your chest. Pausing here. Loving yourself, forgiving yourself, accepting yourself. All of these feel different from judging yourself. Many of us have lived with so much judgment of ourselves that we take these feelings for granted. We just think that's how we're doomed to feel. Until we do forgive ourselves, we don't realize how much we need to. How good, how great, how absolutely terrific that feels. I was leery of forgiveness for many years. I thought forgiving implied judging, and because judging was wrong and I shouldn't do it, I didn't need to forgive. The problem was, whether right or wrong, I had judged myself, and now I needed forgiveness. Self-judgment set us apart, separate us from the rest of the world in an undesirable way. Forgiving ourselves reconnects us to the world, to God, and to ourselves. We can forgive ourselves for what we've done wrong, what we've done badly, and what we think we could have done better. We can transcend our judgments of ourselves. Move gently into forgiveness. Love, forgive, and accept yourself. See how connected you feel. See how free you really are and have always been. See how much better you feel. Begin to come to your last seated position. And once you find yourself there, take your hands to heart center with a gentle bow to your head. Say something nice to yourself in this moment. Maybe you forgive yourself. Release that judgment. Show gratitude to those that were practicing with you today. And send love and healing energy to all of the world outside. Inhale, sweep the hands up, connect at the palms, lower your hands down to the heart. Praying to always love compassionately. Bring our thumbs to our lips, praying to always speak truthfully. Finishing off with our thumbs to the third eye, praying to always see clearly. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thanks you guys so much for joining. I hope you have a great week.